of July, we're at T-Bone Steakhouse up in South Phoenix, up on 19th Avenue. Best steaks in town. We are here and we're going to do 8th of January.
This is number 33 of our 500 fiddle songs.
500?
Thank you so much for listening. See that in the background? That is Phoenix, Arizona. It's a growing city. We're now 6 million. We're going to double in 15 years. This is the place to be. T-Bone Steakhouse, top 5 for the sunsets.
And this is the key of D.
D.
Ready? 8th of January. 1, 2, 3.
Sounded so good, it sounded like more. 8th of January. It's a melody, was originally named Jackson's Victory after Andrew Jackson, famous route of the British at New Orleans on January 8, 1815. This victory by a small, poorly equipped American army against 8,000 frontline British troops, some veterans of the Napoleonic Wars on the continent, came after the peace treaty was signed and the War of 1812 ended, unbeknownst to the combatants. The victory made Jackson a national hero, and the anniversary of the Battle of New Orleans was widely celebrated with parties and dances during the 19th century, especially in the South. Around the time of the Civil War, sometime after Jackson's presidency, his popular reputation suffered, and Jackson's victory was renamed to delete mention of him by name, thus commemorating the battle and not the man. Here's a story a little bit about Jackson. Andrew Jackson, 1767 to 1845 he lived, was an American soldier and statesman who served as the 7th President of the United States from 1829 to 1837. Before being elected to the presidency, Jackson gained fame as a general in the United States Army and served in both houses of the U.S. Congress. As president, Jackson sought to advance the rights of the common man against a corrupt aristocracy, and to preserve the Union. Born in the colonial Carolinas to a Scottish-Irish family in the decade before the American Revolutionary War, Jackson became a frontier lawyer and married Rachel Donaldson Robards. He served briefly in the United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate, representing Tennessee. After resigning, he served as a justice on the Tennessee Supreme Court from 1798 until 1804. In 1801, he was appointed colonel of the Tennessee militia and was elected its commander the following year. He led troops during the Creek War of 1813 to 1814, winning the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. The subsequent Treaty of Fort Jackson required the Creek surrender of vast lands in present-day Alabama and Georgia. In the concurrent war against the British, Jackson's victory in 1815 at the Battle of New Orleans made him a national hero. Jackson then led U.S. forces in the First Seminole War, which led to the annexation of Florida from Spain. Jackson briefly served as Florida's first territorial governor before returning to the Senate. He ran for president in 1824, winning a plurality of the popular and electoral vote. As no candidate won an electoral majority, the House of Representatives elected John Quincy Adams in a contingent election. In reaction to the alleged corrupt bargain between Adams and Henry Clay and the ambitious agenda of President Adams, Jackson's supporters founded the Democratic Party. Jackson ran again in 1828, defeating Adams in a landslide. Jackson faced the threat of secession by South Carolina over what opponents called tariff abominations. The crisis was diffused when the tariff was amended and Jackson threatened to use military force in South Carolina, attempted to secede.
How hot do you think it is, Hayden?
Well, it's pretty hot, but I don't have very much more. I'll read fast.
You can
Okay,
read out loud.
I was just speed reading.
You can read out loud.
Jackson has appeared on U.S. banknotes as far back as 1869 and extending into the 21st century. His image has appeared on the $5, $10, $20, and $10,000 notes. Most recently, his image has appeared on the U.S. $20 Federal Reserve note beginning in 1928. In 2016, Treasury Secretary Jack Lew announced his goal that by 2020 an image of Harriet Tubman would replace Jackson's depiction on the front of the $20 note. We'd like to dedicate this song to some very special people. Claudia, whom we affectionately refer to as number 2. With her great efforts and support, we launched our Fast Track Music movement in 2011. Claudia came to us by route of my mentor and fiddle instructor, Dr. Peter Rowland. It wasn't long after meeting Claudia that we got to meet her wonderful sister Kim, who began to learn the mandolin, and she brought with her a wonderful man who is her husband, Jay, who plays a mean guitar and is currently learning the banjo, and not long after, Robert, their fantastic son. We were all playing together as a musical family. This is one of the highlights that we enjoy, one of the greatest honors to our music, to bring a family together and play music together. It's very rewarding. We'd like to dedicate this song to Kim, Jay, and Robert, and Claudia. Number 2, we just love you all. We miss you a bunch. By the way, Marina has been fortunate to perform the 8th of January at several historic events with Kim and Claudia. They even got to dress up in the revolutionary attire.
Which was fun.
We love you. Love is such an unutilized word. Look at Marina, there's a fire going on in the background in Phoenix.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many fires and the heat. But we're going to sign off now, and this is our 500 fiddle songs for the week of July 4th.
Everybody have a safe and wonderful 4th of July. Oh my God.